Forward, sponsored by MPW Mocklink TV and Mocklink Internet, online at mpw.org. Each weekday morning, our local talk segment brings you the people who are helping move our community forward. Let's start the show.
Good morning, AM 860 and FM at 95.1 KWPC. Goodness gracious, I can't speak this morning. It's kind of a terrible thing for a radio show host, isn't it? Well, we're really excited to be bringing you Moving Forward this morning. And as always, brought to you by Muscatine Power and Water. Experience the best value in entertainment and connectivity with Mocklink Internet and TV from MP&W. New subscribers save big on TV or Internet, and even more when you take both. Learn more at mpw.org. Again, I'm Jordan Davis. This is Moving Forward. Joining us in the studio this morning, some MHS, one of the directors, and also a couple of students, a couple of the musicians that are part of the MHS band. So we'd love to talk to you guys a little bit about what you've been doing this summer, and also your band camp that actually was going on this whole week. So we'll start off in the studio with me. In my actual studio is Rachel Palmer. She's the front ensemble director. I couldn't read my handwriting there. Front ensemble director. So tell us a little bit about that. Tell us about your role in the band.
Sure. So front ensemble just means in front of the field, there's all the kids marching on the field, and then we're that section of mallet instruments, keyboards, some auxiliary percussion, things like that up front. So big instruments that don't move around the field, but we do a lot of, fancy stick work and stuff that is challenging in other ways and kind of bring some visual interest to the show. You don't think you can throw one of those big keyboards on like one of those carry packs like they do for the drums? Well, we've threatened it a couple times, but nobody's taken us up on it yet.
Yeah, I feel like that could be a nightmare. Yeah. Trying to walk and play at the same time. So you guys have been practicing all summer long. When did you guys kick off your practices? Was it like as soon as school got out?
We gave them just a little bit of time off. My husband and I, Mr. Plummer is the assistant band director, so we started drumline practices in June, and they just met I can't remember, was it Tuesday nights? Tuesday nights all through June, and then we give them the month of July off, but we do that July 4th parade here in town, so we do have them get together for couple rehearsals before we do that parade performance that they practice marching around the parking lot and kind of getting used to. My front ensemble kids have to learn cymbals or help carry something for the parade because we aren't going to march the marimbas and xylophones and stuff. So.
That's just what I was going to ask. So you guys, the front ensemble doesn't really have any part in marching during like a parade or anything like that.
They would either learn cymbals or they'll carry the banner, carry the flags, carry rifles, things like that. Yep.
I see. Now, what about this band camp that's been happening this week? What's different about this band camp versus the rest of the summer of practice?
Right. So this is what's kicking us off into our school year. So for our marching band season this fall, we're doing this show called Mad Love. That's a Romeo and Juliet theme, and it's a combination of Tchaikovsky's Romeo and Juliet and then this Mad World song, right, from the 80s. I don't remember who it's by. Sorry, I'm a bad person to interview about that. But it's a really cool concept. You'd recognize the song for sure. So our whole season is going to be based on this 4-movement show, and this is our time before kids get really involved with homework and busy extracurriculars and stuff to really drill it into them. So they work 8 to 5 every day this week on learning music, learning drill, which is their marching on the field, putting it all together and working on, even marching fundamentals and stuff, because for some kids, this is their first time ever doing anything like this. So it's an introduction to that, and then we just hit it hard all week and teach them as much as we can.
That's awesome. Now, I do have one question, and I'm gonna turn your guys' mic live, so I'm going to introduce these two out here in our middle studio, actually. We have Ethan Shear and Rachel Mulligan. Get that right? Excellent. How are you two this morning?
Pretty good.
Good. How are you?
I'm doing very good. We're really excited to have you guys in studio too. And I had a couple of questions. One, do you guys still use those same, like those little metal bars that come up, hang off of your instruments with the little flip notes for your music kind of stuff?
It's a lyre. Yeah.
A lyre. That's it. Yeah. Okay. I wasn't sure. I didn't know if that was still something they were using, but I don't think I'm that old. But sometimes I ask people stuff like that even from when I was in high school, 8, 6, 7 years ago, and they'll say, no, that's completely changed. We don't do anything like that anymore. So I thought I'd just ask. So I hated those things. That's why I'm bringing that up. I played the tenor saxophone. It drove me insane. It just was, if it was windy, it'd flop around right here in my face about an inch away. So, so we're really excited to have you two in here. Can you tell us a little bit about your experiences so far? How have you enjoyed your summer practice?
I'm not gonna lie. Up until band camp, my practice was seldom, but we hit it really hard during band camp, and we're pretty tired from it. But it's a lot of fun.
And can you actually tell us what both of you play?
I'm a trombonist, and
I am the pianist in the front of the group.
Oh, so you're under the front ensemble under Rachel here. Okay, excellent. So you guys, now she already mentioned that you don't move during the. No,
she's lazy.
So Ethan, what do you feel about your practices when it comes to marching? Do you guys do like an organized march, like when you're on the field?
Yeah. So what we do, like a set by set. So it's basically a picture or a flip book, right? So we would practice, we'd set one set, then we'd set the next set, and we'd essentially just flip back and forth until we get the movements right.
Gotcha.
And,
yeah, because I've seen some of those get pretty intricate, don't they? Where
you're
like walking between each other with your instruments and everything.
We're ambitious this year in some of our movements.
Oh, that gets me pretty excited. We're going to be at all the football games, so we're excited to see you guys perform at halftime for sure. But playing a trombone, is it tough to keep your breath when you're out there walking around?
Yeah,
with a trombone?
one of the things that we hit really hard during band camp is learning how to use our breath very efficiently. Moving and playing, and it's kind of like driving a car while holding your breath. It's a very, very complicated concept.
I can imagine, because that brass takes a lot of breath.
Yeah, it does.
Excellent. So more about your summer so far. What have you guys seen as the biggest improvements that you've seen over the summer?
I think the biggest improvement is actually just getting to know the large amount of people that we have. A lot of the sections will work individually, and our director is very good about making us learn what we need to learn independently, and then coming together as a group, it kind of melts all together really well.
Because I guess I don't really think about that you guys would, you'd all have to learn your individual parts a lot more before you then learned it with the whole band.
Right. It's a concept of self-teaching, and then put it together, and it kind of works out. So.
Excellent. Now, the pianos that are playing in the front ensemble, can you tell us what that's like to be kind of separate from the rest of the band? Do you guys do any flair when you're standing there with the movement to kind of keep up with the rest of the band?
Yeah, we actually do. Sometimes we do visuals with our hands, just stuff to draw attention to us and make it look a little bit more exciting. And just standing there, sometimes it's a little boring knowing that the band's behind you and everybody's watching them, but it's really exciting to be there and have just so many more sounds that you wouldn't find in the band go through it and people actually hear it.
Yeah, because your guys' part is just as crucial as the rest of the band. You just can't be as mobile as they can.
Yeah, it's actually, I kind of think it's a little harder playing all the notes. As me for a piano, I have a lot of chords and stuff to play. And I know a lot of the marimbas and stuff, they have troubles with all the sticking, which makes it so much harder having to hit all the right notes while listening back to the band.
Gotcha. And now you guys have a drum major that stands at the front that conducts the whole thing. You have 3 drum majors. Yep. Wow. Can you tell us their names?
We have Elise Shield, Destiny Williams, and Lauren Lettington.
And what's a drum major specific role?
They are kind of just general leaders throughout the band, but on the field, there are timekeepers. So the band's job on the field is to to watch that front center podium drum major, or if they're facing another direction, we usually put one kind of on the side, or there's one backfield for if they turn around and face away from the audience. Now, my front ensemble kids can't watch that actually because of the way that sound waves travel. So if they were to play right with the hands of the drum major, they would be a beat ahead of everybody else on the field, just because of how long it takes the back of the field sound to travel. So they have to listen backwards and blend that way while everybody else watches forward. So it's a pretty interesting balance we get there.
That does sound difficult. That sounds sounds like it'd be tough to pull off. Well, good job with what you're able to do so far. What are you guys looking forward to this season? Do you guys have outside competitions outside of just performing in the halftime shows? Tell us about those.
So starting pretty much right after school starts, we kick into every Saturday as a competition where kids from all different schools, marching bands come together and they just perform their shows for judgment. And it's a really, really exciting time. Very, very chaotic, but it's a lot of fun.
It is really fun to see what the other bands of their show is, what it is, and just watching it all come together and how they kind of progress through the seasons and how we rank compared to them.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to take just a quick moment and remind everyone that this is brought to you in part by Comprehensive Rehab. Comprehensive Rehab offering occupational care after an injury or illness for you and your family members. Thank you for joining us for Moving Forward. We've got MHS band members in here. We've got one of the directors, the director of the front ensemble, Rachel Palmer, and also two of the students, Ethan Shear and Rachel Mulliken, joining us here in the studio talking a little bit about what they've been doing this summer in preparation of the school year and the competitions that are ahead. Well, we're really excited to get to have all of you in the studio because it's an interesting thing, band. It's kind of a, you've got sports. Everyone shows up for football and everyone knows football, but not everybody knows band. Not everybody played an instrument when they were in school growing up. So what do you guys see as your favorite part of being band members?
I think my favorite part is actually kind of more what happens off the field. A lot of our newer freshman members get the chance to kind of experience high school before high school actually happens. They get to be a part of a bigger group than just getting thrown into high school at its worst. So
at its worst. That's
right.
So you guys, and Rachel, same thing. What do you enjoy?
Well, my favorite part is getting to know everyone in the band, and it's kind of like a family having the band there and knowing that they always are supporting you, even though there's sometimes you're really tired and cranky, not getting along with everyone, but you work through the hardships and you know that you're all there together, just knowing it's like a family that they're just always there.
Excellent. Well, we've really enjoyed having you guys in the studio this morning. This has been a lot of fun. So I think I've got maybe one more question. What are you guys most looking forward to when it comes to? Are you looking forward more to competitions? Are you looking forward more to halftime? What's more fun?
That is a hard question. I'm probably gonna have to say competitions, mostly because there's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes that not everyone sees. But knowing your hard work and your dedication gets put to a bigger picture, to something really, really cool, is a very accomplished feeling.
That's awesome. That's a great way to put that. Yeah. You feel pretty similar, Rachel?
Yeah, I gotta go the same way with competitions, but I like it because it's going away from the school, knowing that you're going to show people of what all the hard work you've done, and also getting to see and meet the other band members from the other schools and just being like, yeah, you did a good job, and just being supportive and watching those shows. It's really exciting.
Excellent. And one more question for you, Mr. Mitch Palmer. How does that make you feel hearing your students say that what they're excited about?
Oh, I love to hear that they're so enthusiastic about this season, and I think it really shows in the work and the effort that they've put forward, not just this week, but through, the whole summer season and then going into the fall. It's been an impressive week of band camp. They've learned, my front ensemble kids are all the way through the show. I mean, they've learned that much music in such a short time.
Wow. Because
they work hard and they're not afraid to try new things and take direction. They work really well with constructive criticism. We aren't easy on them. So, and then they got out with the band way earlier this year than we have in past years. Usually we aren't out there. We do have a performance tonight,
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we perform at 7 o'clock, sort of debut for the families and stuff to see what the year is going to bring. And we have a little picnic beforehand. Everybody eats together. And
I think I did hear about that. I did. Someone mentioned that to us when we were out there at the field yesterday. Somebody had come by and said that you guys. So are you guys doing it there at the high school?
We are. Yep.
There at the high school, in the bleachers, the football stadium, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Well, hey, can folks can show up, watch that if they want, or is it mostly family?
It's usually families, but I think that anybody can come if you want to come see what we're bringing you this season. It's a really exciting show. This is, I don't know for sure, but I think this might be the first time we've ever had a show written specifically for us.
Yep. Oh, okay.
Right? Mr. Hyde and Mr. Plummer did a lot of work on getting this all put together. It's a special collaboration thing, so that's a pretty big deal, and they are just doing a fantastic job with marching it. They've got 1 and 2 pretty much on the field, and then there's 2 movements. We'll get on there soon enough.
Excellent. So. Well, that's really exciting. Good luck to you this year. Have fun. We'll be seeing you at the halftime